Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Mike. This is DiscGolfVanLife, and what I have for you today is a first here at a new course, the 2025 Reckoning on the River at Bainbridge Oaks. This course, this tournament, this coverage has been brought to you by Visit Bainbridge. Now, as I said, this is a new course, not even a year old, designed by Dave Muntean, who you should recognize as the course designer over at Tom Brown from our last tournament coverage. If you haven't already seen it, be sure to go check that out. And joining me for commentary is the one and only Rebecca Cox.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you being here. And we got your feature card. First up is Lisa Fajkus.
Yep, she's been playing for a long time. Strong forehand, strong backhand, strong putter.
And next up, Sarah Hokom.
Yeah, she's been a mostly forehand player, very solid in the woods. There's myself. Hello.
Rebecca Cox.
And then Alexis Kerman, who's been playing since 2020, so not very long.
Yeah, I've seen her on coverage a couple times now.
Yeah.
And we'll get started off here at Bainbridge Oaks with hole 1. It's 285 feet, par 3.
It's got some OB with this water. That OB line is at the top of those rocks. There is a backhand line, quote unquote, on this hole, but it's a low ceiling and not very nice.
All right, this is the 11:30 tee time.
Yeah, I think the safest route is forehand out the left side and get a nice fade and skip right up to the basket. Kind of takes the OB out of play for the most part. I mean, there is this tree right in the middle that you got to get around. Ooh, I think I may have just jinxed her just talking about it.
Yeah, it looked like it was wide enough, but unfortunately she'll have to retee.
Yeah, it seems like there was maybe a bit of a headwind left to right. Kind of pushed her up and short.
Yeah, I think this was the most wind that we had the whole day, really.
A lot of most of the rest of the course is kind of like wooded, so it breaks up the winds quite a bit.
Yeah.
This one right here off the water. Sarah taking that left route with the forehand.
She put a lot of power on it. She's a little bit long.
Keeps rolling just outside a circle with that roll.
Rebecca Cox.
I will also be taking that forehand line.
You know, like backhand? No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm throwing my Latitude 64 Flory. Overstable 7-speed, so just trying to throw it flat out to the left side and letting it fade in.
Nice. That's going to leave you 20 feet or so. Good way to start it off.
And Scorpion Disc. Alexis Kerman.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice to see Alexis, see how she attacks this course. Okay, so she is going the backhand. Sneaks around that tree.
Giving herself a circle 2 look. The scary shot.
No doubt. Basically, it's normal beast.
Lisa taking her retee.
Yeah, because you don't really cross over because the OB is actually at the top of those rocks when she hit that tree.
Thank you. Yeah, great correction.
Yeah, why didn't you just do that the first time? Here you are with Alexis, long birdie look, just off the front of the cage. Sarah gonna split these trees. Just outside a circle as well. Just off the right side chains. Tough first hole, first round of the tournament. Really new tournament as well. I think this is like the first big tournament they've had at this course. The course is not even a year old.
Yeah, it's got some rough edges here and there, but with more traffic and time, it'll be great.
Yeah, you know, there's lines out there. They're a little rough. I'm sure over the years some of the trees ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Gonna open up a couple of these fairways a little wider. And Lisa, after going OB, that's gonna be a putt for bogey. And Sarah and Alexis, give nice soft bids, but they're gonna be taking their pars and leaving you with the sole birdie to start us off.
Yeah, it always feels good to birdie the first hole.
Yeah, kind of gets the nerves out of the way.
Yeah.
And that's gonna lead us on to hole 2, 520 feet, par 4.
Yeah, and right here about where these trees are is the landing zone that you want to be at. It's not exactly very flat right there. That's really the only challenge you'll see with that. There is an OB little creek right here. I think it just gets marshy sometimes. They just left that OB. But pretty straightforward couple of shots if you can keep it in the middle.
Yeah, that's OB. It gets real muddy. I was talking to them. They can flood right there more easily than other parts of the course. So they go ahead and just mark it OB.
Yeah, and it really just prevents you from pulling out the faster driver and trying to bite off more. It just forces you to throw that shorter shot.
Yeah, that OB is just the right distance. It's like too far, not too short. Really comes into play on your second shot, some more so than off the tee.
Mhm.
Alexis with a nice low backhand. Really just setting you guys up for the next shot.
Yep.
Get out here, split these trees.
Punch it down the middle and get to your up shot.
Miss this OB.
Yeah, Alexis keeps it a little high there. Had a little bit of a weird angle to the basket with her footing and such. But she'll have a putt.
Sarah with a nice forehand approach.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. It's going to leave her just a couple feet from the basket. Nice tap-in birdie.
Yeah, I yanked over on that one a little bit. And unfortunately, got a little bit of a backwards skip from those trees into the OB.
Yeah, super unfortunate. You went over the OB, but yeah, you hit that tree and it kicked back like 7 feet.
And then Lisa makes it through all that stuff. And we'll have a look at the birdie putt there. I'm just pitching up.
Yeah, gonna have to settle for bogey after that OB on that one.
Yeah, not really much I can do from there.
Alexis with some awkward footing. Misses the putt for birdie. And so yeah, Lisa did get through clean.
Yeah.
And she take down the birdie. So that's gonna leave you with the bogey.
Yeah, just tapping in the bogue. Sarah's gonna tap in her bird. Yeah, bogeys are so brutal out here because these holes are so gettable that your card mates are certainly going to be looking at the birdie.
Yeah, I feel like there's birdie looks on pretty much every hole out here. If you play it just right, they really designed it just the right way to, nice placement shot, nice up shot, take your birdie. Any mistakes along the way, you're fighting for par. All right, hole 3, 290 feet, par 3.
Yeah, this hole's just a little bit uphill, but otherwise has a pretty wide open fairway. There is a left side, the left side of that tree that can take a forehand or like a lefty backhand, but mainly you're going to be throwing it down the middle.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably one of the easier holes on the course. You're pretty much marking this down for a birdie in practice. Simple hyzer out the right.
Yeah, Sarah's pulling out that backhand.
Gets her to edge of circle.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised to not see her do the forehand route. There is that route down the left side.
Yeah.
Feel like it's just as easy, either one.
Right. Lisa taking this nice easy hyzer.
And that's going to get her inside circle. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think that came down to disc selection. I think she hit the line the way she wanted, but
A little too flippy, you think?
yeah.
Yeah, turned over on her. She's still got 80, 90 feet to the basket.
And like you said, you're already writing down the birdie for yourself on this hole, so
A little low. Nice ground play.
yeah, managed to get just enough sand under that disc for it to skip up there.
Alexis tossing one up there. Gonna take her par and move on. Sarah, just off the top. That was her birdie look. Lisa, a little bit closer. Probably only 15, 20 feet. Ooh, air ball.
Yeah, I don't see that often from Lisa.
Yeah, surprised to see that. She's got a pretty strong spin putt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the dangers of the spin putt. When you airball it like that, it can be a rough back and forth if you're not on it.
And off the front of the basket.
And then you have it in your head, oh, I don't want to miss right. So when you're on the pole, you take a little bit off of it so you don't go too far past, and then you end up hitting the cage. Unfortunate, but that's just it. That stuff can happen when you get a little nervy.
It's all right. We're only on hole 3. Got a lot more golf to play.
Yeah, Lisa is a fighter, so this isn't something that's going to hold her down for too long.
And that's going to leave Sarah and Alexis taking their pars. And going to lead us on into hole 4 here at Bainbridge Oaks. And this one's going to be a 240 feet par 3.
Yeah, another one that you really want to get the birdie on. This big tree is really just the biggest contender here. You can either go a hyzer skip shot around the outside on the right. You can take the straight up dead center shot, but you just have a low ceiling that way. And there's also a forehand line as well. A lot of ways to attack it. Dealer's choice.
Yeah, I think all 3 routes you have to deal with that low ceiling, but more so on the straight route, which you're taking right now. Is that your compass?
Yeah, my gold line compass. Very neutrally straight, so.
And Sarah gonna take the forehand route out the left side here. Keep it low. Get over that hillside. Nice skip.
Yeah, throwing something fast that'll push so she doesn't have to throw it too high.
Yeah, that's gonna leave her pin high. So Alexis, I think, taking the same route you did, but gets a little lifted on her.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got Lisa going out the right side with the hyzer. Ooh.
Yeah, giving it a little bit of an ace run with that skip shot there.
Alexis still 65, 70 feet. Lays it up. Gonna settle for par there, and this is you for birdie. Ooh.
Yeah. A little right side, but it holds on.
Yeah, it almost came out there.
Yeah.
And Sarah with her birdie look from about the same distance.
Yeah, I think she's hit all parts of the basket so far.
And Lisa with a tap in.
Mm-hmm.
After that, a little bit of a ace run. All right, Sarah and Alexis gonna settle for par. A lot of action on the scorecard in these first couple of holes. And that's going to bring us on to hole 5, 570 feet, par 4.
Yep. You want to throw kind of a soft hyzer to about this landing zone here. You got the OB on the right and the left, so you can't be too squirrely with your shot. The basket's way down here. Um, Surrounded by a couple of trees, but if you can get a cleanup shot, they shouldn't be in your way.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. More at the end of your line, you've got that group of trees, like 8, 9 trees down there. You just have to miss all of those. With the big hyzer out the right side. Try to get through clean right here. Not that a little short,
Yeah.
but shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Yeah, it's a little straighter than I wanted it to be, but
Yeah, you want to skip more left at the end there, put you in the center of the fairway. Lisa taking it even wider than you.
yeah, I thought that was gonna be a little bit more stable right out of her hand, but it kind of just straightened up. Kept pushing.
And so here we're going to see Sarah with the forehand route. I like this one. Nice flex. You get some ante on it out the hand. And good stability at the end. Bring it back to the right. But maybe a little too much on this.
Either a little too stable or not enough angle.
It looked like a pretty stable disc, so probably needed more anhyzer off the release.
Then Alexis is following us.
Got lucky getting through those trees right there. So all 4 of you guys, kind of similar shot placement.
Yeah, I got a couple of options here, but I take the right side. It's because I felt like that was an easier shot, but I did kind of leave it
It's a little high,
a little
wide.
high and wide.
That's going to be a tough approach to the basket there. You're behind those trees. So Lisa with this gap right here.
Yeah, taking the hyzer, letting it skip in. Great shot.
Nice. Going to leave her 10, 15 feet. Easy birdie.
Yeah, Sarah's lining up this forehand. It looks like she's putting a ton of hyzer on it.
Yeah, if she can hit these 2 trees right through the center, get it to flip up and go straight.
Beautiful.
Perfect execution there.
Mm-hmm. Such a master of those touchy forehand shots. I think that was a bit of an early release for Alexis there.
Yeah, came out a little early, went high, hit that tree. Kind of hit backwards a little bit. Ooh.
Yeah, and she gets lucky there hitting the fence and coming back inbounds, but I think she had an overcorrection there. Just held on to it too long.
Long look for birdie here.
Meh.
Meh. Alexis, this is going to be for par. Front of the cage. Having a rough time here through the front 9 so far.
Yeah, a bit of an self-inflicted bogey there, but hopefully she can make up for that.
Nice birdie from Lisa. And Sarah's going to be looking at birdie as well. See if she can find those chains. And she does. She'd been all over the basket the first few holes. Really got to dial it in.
She found the center on that one.
And you're going to have to just settle for a par.
And Alexis with the bogey.
Yeah, after that missed release on her upshot. 2 missed releases, actually. All right, bring us on to hole 6. 255 feet, par 3.
Yep, our first spike hyzer hole here. You gotta leave something really high and just let it fade into the basket. You got that Mando too, so we have no choice but to do that.
Yeah, that Mando Keeps you from going off to the left side, which they do that because there's the walking path right through there.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But forces your shot to be a high spike hyzer down the right side.
Yeah, that looked good out of her hand. It just started to fade half a second too early.
Yeah, I was trying to fight through. Eventually just smacked that tree. Came down probably still, what, like 65 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's forcing Sarah to take the backhand route, as I'm sure she would have preferred the forehand.
She's worked pretty hard on her backhand over the years. Ooh. And even with this one, she got a lot of power on that.
Yeah, that flipped up all right.
Yeah.
Came down a little short, but that's still a look.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you got there? You doing mid, or do you do a driver on this one?
I am throwing a mid. I'm throwing a savior. Very overstable mid-range. I thought I threw it well, but it didn't end up being a good shot. So
Yeah, that looked good out of the hands.
that happens.
So Alexis taking the lower route. Just she doesn't even want to mess with those tree branches up there, and I don't blame her. Went long in the basket, but that should be a clean look for birdie. And I mean, you got down there.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a look at it, but
Ooh. Soft little bid. Gonna leave you with an easy par to clean up. And Lisa fought through as well. She hit those branches and still got through.
oh, that was close.
Got to settle for her par. And Sarah with a nice birdie look after that great backhand from her.
Yeah, she found center of the pole in the last hole, and it looks like
Yeah, she's dialing it in now.
yeah.
Good knucks there. Alexis has to step out a little bit to the right side of these trees.
Yeah, she's about circle's edge-ish. Beautiful putt.
I know I didn't need a step, but I always like to know if I can't accidentally fall.
Oh, asking about being in or out of circle. She didn't need it. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Lisa with the comeback putt. Should be able to take her par here. And looks like you're about the same distance out as well.
Yeah. Both trying to give it that long bid from our drives.
This is one of those, like, you kind of want it as a birdie, only being 255 feet, but
Yeah.
it's easy to get caught up in those tree branches like we saw from, honestly, 3 of the shots.
Yeah.
And then we got hole 7, 485 feet, par 4.
Yeah, you want to get up here past this corner for your drive, maybe somewhere around here. So that way you can have a nice little upshot into the basket tucked away in the woods here. You don't really need much distance off the tee, so you don't have to worry too much as long as you're getting past that corner.
I feel like you could even opt for just the mid-range just to get out there to the corner. You really don't have to cut the corner and get closer because then you run the risk of OB in the right side there.
Right. Sarah's just going to show off her
Yeah,
forehand skills.
just flex a forehand down there and get all of the distance.
Way down there.
Alexis with an aggressive line as well.
This is such a gutsy shot. The high and hyzer here.
Yeah.
It's just so much that can go wrong, but it was perfect.
Yeah, you got the OB right if you cut it a little too much. And then there's those 2 trees right there on the corner you could hit and kick OB as well. Lisa.
Yeah.
A little sneaky there.
And I'm just doing like you said, with my compass, my mid-range. Just kind of throwing it straight out there.
Ooh, that's got to slow down.
And I acted like we wanted to go long, but
Yeah, there is OB long and left out there. It's kind of like a hole separator. You got the T-pads on a couple holes over there. Lisa with a beautiful forehand approach shot.
oh yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, flex that in just right. And you got a backhand look here. Trying to just flip one up.
Yeah, just trying to get a nice little cutesy stand-up turnover shot. It was a little low, but got up there.
Sarah throwing her forehand upshot.
Mm-hmm. Basic little upshot from her smash of a drive.
Nice. That should be an easy birdie from her and Lisa. Alexis a little wide, gets it into the rough.
Out
mean-
the circle though.
Yeah, on circle. Hers is going to be a little obstructed. Nice putt.
Thank you. Yeah, I had some obstruction as well, so I had to pull out the straddle putt there.
Yeah, you were just on the edge of the rough there. You were able to step out to the side, avoid most of that. Alexis is just right up in it.
Yeah.
No avoiding any of this.
She has a full swing, it looks like, though, so. Makes her putt.
And that's 2 birdies down, 2 more to go. I feel like this is going to be a start frame from y'all.
Yeah. The 2 perfect upshots left.
Try not to jinx anybody. This was not pre-recorded. Great birdies. There we go, Lisa. And Sarah's found a little something down here. I don't know.
Maybe a mushroom, maybe something.
Yeah, there were those mushrooms out there. All right. Hole 8, 270 feet, par 3.
Yeah, our second Spike Heiser variety shot of the day. Really, the biggest obstacle are those scraggly trees right there at the corner. You want to throw something high that'll kind of fade in, but those trees are kind of grabby.
Yeah, if you go early, you really got to punch through to get to the
Mhm.
basket. I know you say it's a Spike Heiser, but it's a tough one to hit. You've only got like a 15-foot lane
Yeah.
to get through. You can go long and get into the rough. You can go short and get into that rough that you were talking about, the scraggly trees.
Yeah, I think that one was a little early into those trees, so
Yeah, it was a tough angle for me here off the T-cam. I got this giant tree in my way.
yeah, jeez.
Alexis cutting it close inside, and as you can see off the catch cam, you kind of hit that rough, those scraggly trees on the left, and it just stops you. And then you got to get through them to approach the basket on your upshot.
Yeah, the inside route here is really the best way to get to the basket. You could try and go on the outside of that,
Or
of
especially
those
if,
trees, but
yeah, especially if you punch through like Lisa just did.
mhm. And throw my glory again. Just high and flat and letting it do its own thing. I got kind of lucky with those trees, I'll be honest. It was a good shot,
It's hard to like get past that.
Park job.
but I kind of had to go through those trees too, so.
Yeah, you took it a little bit further and a little bit wider than everyone else, and it was just enough. So Sarah got from a knee, forehand roller.
Yeah. Yeah, she hit the line perfect, but she just put a little bit too much pepper on it. And went past the basket, which is a terrible spot because of those trees right behind it. It's going to be blocking her.
Alexis just tossing one up, laying it up for par.
Very smart.
And here's Lisa for a birdie look after she was able to punch through that.
Nice.
It's the bird.
Yeah.
Really getting that putt dialed in after missing, what was that, hole 2?
3.
3?
Yeah. I mean, Lisa's a really solid putter. And that's
Yeah.
just one little blip.
Yeah, that was quite surprised from her.
Mhm.
You and her both have a nice, solid, strong putt. So Sarah, as you were saying, a really tough line from back there. She's got to go from a knee again. Try to get around these trees and
Yeah.
don't get into the basket.
Man, that was close, but it's such a tough spot from over there.
She makes the comeback putt. Gonna take a bogey.
She makes very few mistakes.
And we'll get to yours eventually. Alexis with the par, and here you are with the birdie. Nice birdie on this hole.
I love the tap-ins.
And here we are on the final hole of the front nine. It's going to be a doozy. 810 feet, par 5.
Yeah, you're really just trying to stay within this little grassy fairway here. Off on the sides can be a little squirrely. There's also some random ponds that are OB throughout the fairway as well. They kind of just look like puddles that are like an inch or two deep, but they're in reality like 4 or 5 feet deep.
Yeah, super surprisingly deep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, you look at them and it looks almost like a puddle.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you lose a disc in there and you got to wade through it, all of a sudden you're waist deep.
Yeah. So Lisa landed up there next to hole 11's tee pad.
Yeah, she barely got past that corner, but that's about as far as you're trying to get, really.
Yeah, you really just want to hit this initial gap and be done with it.
Yeah, you throwing a mid there?
Yeah, I threw a dynamic disc evidence, and just let it kind of go straight.
Yeah, you really don't need to bite off more than that. There's just so many obstacles and things you can hit by trying to force more distance out of it.
That was definitely an early release from Alexis, but man, did it fight.
Yeah, real skinny through that rough on the left side. Got through everything, so she's past the corner also.
Sarah's throwing another one of those super flippy discs.
They turned.
Sit down. Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah, so Lisa over here throwing from 11's tee pad now.
Mm-hmm. She got that bench and that weird little post, but it doesn't seem to bother her much because she gets around everything pretty well.
Yeah, and gets herself back to the fairway. Not a bad spot to be at after 2. Alexis laying a nice one down here. Oh, stopped a little shorter than I was expecting, but
Yeah, it'll be a little blocked off from there, but she's just right on the edge.
and so Sarah taking a forehand, and look, that's not a Mando out there. That's just a sign that, hey, you're not.
Yeah.
The basket's still this way. Oh, and there's this OB ponds we were talking about.
Somehow manages to skip over it.
Wow, yeah. Stay safe.
Yeah.
And you got a really tough angle here.
Yeah, although that tree is not a Mando, it might as well be because nobody's really trying to go down that right side on purpose.
So, and it looks like you had that a little too much Anheuser.
I let myself be too scared of landing in that pond, so I put a ton of Annie on it.
That, and honestly, I think that's the mistake you want, because if you would have like softened up and faded out left, the left side is a lot more unforgiving.
Yeah.
Alexis just tossing a forehand out to the corner there. Gonna have a long look at the basket down that hallway.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to the fairway here, but I underestimated my slammer.
You should never do that.
I know. So silly. As if I could ever overturn it.
Right? Sarah with the forehand approach.
Just 3 beautiful shots on this hole. Really can't do much better than that.
Yeah, she really dissected this hole down, broke it down. Landing zone, landing zone, landing zone.
Yeah.
Bird. There you go.
Lisa just tossing one up there as well.
Yeah, it's going to leave her with a look at par.
I just want to play catch with you.
Alexis getting down there. After a couple of short placement shots, I think she's going to be looking at bogey. Ooh, just off the front of the cage.
Yeah.
That was for par too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doing all that work just to miss your putt. That's so lame.
Oh, and excuse me, that was Alexis's putt for par there, so she's gonna have to take a bogey as well with you. Not a way you want to end the front nine, but not surprising on this hole,
Well,
honestly.
yeah, very difficult. Sarah's lining up her birdie putt.
Wow, after all of that too, you guys really have to fight to get down here.
Yeah.
Hate missing that putt, especially for
Right.
birdie.
After 3 perfect shots and you miss the putt, yeah. That sucks too.
So it's looking like we're gonna have 2 bogeys and 2 pars to finish off the front nine.
Yeah, we're looking up at this bald eagle that we saw fly up there.
I was wondering what you guys were looking at when I was out there, waving at it.
Yeah.
And with that, we have a 3-way tie. Rebecca, Sarah, and Lauren, all 3 going into this back nine at 3 down. Let's see who can manage to create some separation. And if you've been enjoying this coverage, please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and don't miss out on the back nine.